A comeback is always trailing. It shows you how resilient one team can be when faced with an obstacle. And today we're seeing how Spirt pulled off a flawless CT side with insane clutches, DONK lighting up the server, and the Russian team proving that sometimes all you need is...
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting! I'm still getting headshots! It's like boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
But how did Spirt manage to win every single CT side versus Astralis, even with this being the storyline?
And the round is 99% lost here for Spirit. Hunting down opening, sure out while the rest are occupied.
Join me as we will break down how Spirt and DONK destroyed Astralis. Well, we have to start with the pistol round, and here Astralis and Spirt has two different ideas of how the round should be played out. Astralis has started the round by buying a Molotov, 2 smokes and 2 flashes. This indicates a fast play. As the smoke will be used on the door on B site, then use the Molotov to clear sight, and the flashes to just take control after forcing the B players into the open, as this is very common. But why are Astralis not going for a fast mid or A take? Well, Dusty is a map that early on is decided by your spawn, as it keeps on changing round by round. So when Astralis saw this spawn here, it's only logical for them to go for a B rush. Spirt on the other hand has both 3 flashes and 1 smoke, and then a kit on chopper, as they are more concerned about the retake than the hold, as on a hold you would rather have opted to buy more smokes and molotovs, as well as on the CT side it's impossible to predict where the rush will come from, and we will see Spirit send 4 players long to gamble that this might be a long push, as they will only place the smoke and dual Berettas on B site. On the rush, Astralis will use this smoke right here from spawn, that lands here on plat, and this is an odd one, as this blocks backside off, and that is about it, as it's not for doors or window. So here I would assume, by looking at other demos from Spirit, that they like to have their solo B players back plat or behind the big box, and this smoke is just to isolate that position. As well as this smoke helps a lot with the site patting, now that you don't have to do this awkward clear of the big box when peeking from B main or when taking site. So as a smoke it's good. As well as Astralis will use this smoke here from Hooksy, that will block out the doors. So this side take is purely an anti-strat. On the rush we will see the normal flashbangs being used and Astralis jumping out with 4 players. And quickly Astralis finds the kill and side control. And just look at this kill from Device and Yabby. Device takes Sontic's attention by jumping, while Yabby can dink him. Hooksy finds another kill from this great off angle in lower tunnels, as when you throw the smokes from spawn, you are already too late to help the rush, unless your team gets stopped by a Molotov or something like that. So here he opts to rather walk down and hold lower and is rewarded by a kill. So how can Spirit win it? They are down to only 3 players left and trying to retake the hardest site possible to take. Well, let me introduce you all to this little fella, DONK. And he would make quick work of this B hold. So how do Astralis fumble this round? Well, first is their B tunnel players, as they just fold like lawn chairs and gives back the advantage to Spirit, as they are placed in a 2-man peak setup, but here both whiffs. Astralis on the loss of B main goes for a great play, it's just executed wrong. Since they lost B main, they will then fight as 3 players towards middle and win that, as that wins back a lot of map control and limits how good the retake can be from Spirit. Only issue is that the bomb is not planted for them, and just look at this.
And the round is 99% lost here for Spirit. DONK is still alive, so there is always a chance. He's going to get the first kill, hunting down Hooksy. He's shooting him in the back as Hooksy just kind of lets it go. 3 versus 3. There is a kit on DONK as well, and you can see he's on the warpath, looking for more players to kill. They're fighting in the middle while this is happening. Shiro goes down, but DONK with a headshot, he can run and defuse the bomb right now. They have to come back. They can't get him. Oh, it's a disaster. He's going to win the round while the rest are occupied.
Hey everyone, a bunch of my content got taken down due to copyright strikes from the major tournament organizers, all because they had ads that wiped out nearly 80% of my income overnight. If you enjoy the content and want to help me keep it going, I've launched a Patreon with bonus content and weekly uploads, and a Twitter to keep you all updated. Thank you so much for the support. Now back to the video. After losing the pistol round and then saving in round 14, we are now entering round 15, where Astralis will have a full buy, while Spirit will have some SMGs and lower tier rifles. As for them, this is their bonus. And rounds like these ones are key to win for both teams. Astralis can take back the lead and start to win some rounds, as if they lose it they are back to $0 in the bank and low buy or even a save in the next round. While if Spirit wins this round, they can start to build a bank, and if they lose it, well, they will be able to buy in the next round, as this is just a bonus. Astralis early starts by boosting the AWP here to make sure he can hold for any players trying to go lower tunnels. Then they send 1 player top middle here to hold for any catwalk pushes, as the AWP can't see that. And then Astralis will have 2 players headed towards B tunnel. And it's clear Astralis early wants to win mid control. with the AWP making sure no players can walk lower and Astralis leaving long open early. Spirt on the other hand will use a cross smoke here so the AWP can't see how many will cross to B. Then they will send one player B, 2 players in middle here, 1 short and 1 long. So Spirit are more set up for the map control aspect, as we can see the long player molotoving the doors and the mid and short players in a setup to help each other. But then the round goes quiet after Astralis smokes the door in middle. When games goes quiet like this, many teams relies on default and players to find opening kills. But as we can see for Spirit, DONK is not really in a position to find any early kills, while for Astralis, Device smoked off middle and were not able to find much impact as well. And with both teams not having their star players finding these first fighting kills, they go back to a strat. And here we can see, this is Astralis going back to long and trying to win it with 3 players, as one will flash like this and the 2 other will push. And here Sontix is able to find 1 kill before he is traded. But look at how well he maneuvered while blinded to fall back, and this seems like Astralis has this round.
To be out long, the flash is in against Sontix. I think he ate the whole thing there, so pushes him back at range. He's still done a remarkable job.
As we can see, Hooksy on short and Astralis just 1 long is the perfect spots to control for the A take when you have the better guns for long range fights. And Astralis were able to win this much, as they slowly used the dead time in the round to take bottom mid and use these 2 smokes in middle to force Spirit to rather focus bottom mid and not short. Hooksy gets a 1-for-1 trade, and this is not ideal as Astralis has the better guns, and it starts to fall apart, as DONK in middle is able to find 1 more kill without being traded, and it's a 2v3. Astralis are able to plant and can deal with DONK, who step too much, but quickly Spirit answers back, and it's all left to Device in a 1v2, but the bomb is planted for him, and he can't win it. I think it's odd he even pushes up when the bomb was planted for him, as playing far back on long with an AWP would probably have been way better to do.
Still holding position, DONK coming in from the flank. That's going to be hurt though, Device. The peak, the shot, it connects, and now it's just now down to Device. With that bomb ticking away. Job has been done to get it planted. Now, can Device finish the goal? Oh, the goosh! Oh, Anders, I think he hits that shot if he doesn't get gooshed a millisecond before.
It's a 5v5 and Astralis wants to just rush A site from short, as they have not been able to get much for over a minute now. And they have 3 players over to A, so let's break down from both teams how this rush should be dealt with. For Spirit, they need to clear long before stopping this rush, as we can see Shiro is holding it with low HP. As when you win long, you can isolate all the Ts on short and deal with them there, as short is very open and not too many spots to hold from. The other part Spirit are winning in is that they have no players in CT, as a drop from short to CT is very common to do from the T side and wins the T side a lot. But here you kind of make that useless from Astralis. And the last piece of the puzzle is a well-timed short smoke from Spirit to set up magics for some free kills. For Astralis, to make sure this rush is worth it, they have to be moving as a unit, as right now they really have no other map control, as they will try to send a lurker out long, but he needs to be peeking on the timing when Shiro leaves long. So here for Astralis, we will rather focus on the short players, and here we need to see something from them. We need to see these smokes here from them, as that help you with the cross and the side take to isolate the players on site and short, as well as these flashes to make sure the AWP will be blinded, as well as magics will be blinded. Astralis goes for the smokes we talked about, as well as some good flashes, but the peak is too late and magics can find 2 kills before he is traded. But Astralis are able to get it back by molotoving ramp to force Chopper out of it, and it's down to a 3v3. And here Shiro is insane, as Stavn plays it perfect, as he waited for Chopper to die, as 9 out of 10 times the AWP would have been forced to turn around and focus towards site and be a free kill for him. But Shiro holds his ground and finds Stavn, leaving it back to a 3v2 in Spirit's favor. And in this 3v2, Astralis just goes for bad peaks, as here they had a Molotov for the bomb and should have played together, but rather peeked into Spirit 1 by 1 and Spirit hits double digit first. Insane man.
Magics. Very nice position. Ducks for the flashbang. Does get the double spray down. Both of them headshots. Before he dies, there is a bit of suspicion there. They are worried about the long push. Shiro, it's so hard to catch out. The timing might have been good for Stavn because they had just lost the entire A-bomb site, so it made sense, I think, to peek there. But now instead, 2 versus 3, crouching in is Yabi, and he can't quite find the kill. Also, now, if he peeks again, it's DONK that's been wheeled out on long. And as we know, he's not going to slow down because he's already made his way halfway up. He's just so hungry to take this fight. Sontix sneaking up through CT spawn. They lose Yabi, and it's just on Device. He's got the Molotov, actually, if he stays alive.
Astralis starts with the classic long rush, using these flashes and then having 1 player toward middle to just make sure they have some control of site and how Spirit are playing. While Spirit again are going for a more default approach of only having Shiro on long, with his support from Magix, but this support is only there so he can help Shiro fall off, while Spirit will then have 2 players on B and 1 on short. So here they are not ready for this long push from Astralis. On the long push, Shiro is fully blinded and forced back, while Astralis will use this smoke here to be able to win this part of long with no issue. And I like how Spirit will nade it, but Astralis are ready for this, as they will not push into the smoke, and rather push after a nade has been used on the smoke. So, Astralis have to win more long control, as they only control the bottom part of long, and Spirit can just rotate some players over, and all of this early pressure and early focus on long has been wasted. Well, we have to look more into this play. The common smoke that is used on long looks like this, as it hits the wall and blocks off just the wall, but this smoke does something else, as it does not hit the wall and rather fully smokes long off and deeper. And this is the key, as when Spirit now will focus on holding for anyone pushing through the smoke, while Astralis will meet this with a little boost. And here Shiro is found. What a boost to go for.
There's a bit of a distraction happening, but actually decides he doesn't want to keep that going.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
And after some crazy fights, it's all left to Sontix in a 1v2, when the dust settles. For the 1v2, Astralis switches up and goes for B site, as it's the harder site to retake, and with them not knowing where Sontix is, it's easier to clear long, spawn, tunnels and B site than to walk out on A site trying to find a kill, as it's harder to clear towards A in general. While Sontix is smart, as he has placed himself here, as he will be closer to both sides for the retake, so he does not have to gamble and then rotate all the way over, as that takes some time to do. Astralis missed their tunnel smoke. How? Well, let's see. Stavn throws this smoke, and look at his point of view. He is so unsure what even happened, and this is the mistake that Sontix was able to abuse. As look at the time when the smoke bloomed. So here, take away 18 seconds, and there would be no way Sontix could have won this round. But due to the smoke missing and Sontix seizing the opportunity, he finds the first kill with an amazing peek, and then the rest is textbook.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to be tricky there with that smoke.
No, I don't think so. I think they wanted to smoke. They wanted to throw the normal CT smoke. I just think they screwed it up. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Sontix with a headshot. Hold on. That could actually backfire. That smoke not being there. Maybe it's opened up a window. Sontix is so close with the spray. Down to a single point of health here for Stavn on the other side. And trying to see if he could preemptively wallbang him down. Goes for the defuse. Even with the kit, is there actually going to be enough time for it? I'm not so sure, but there is. Down to the second.
I told you DONK was unstoppable, and on round 20 will be the worst executed long rush I've ever seen, and then a cracked teenager, just picking them apart, with him finding 4 kills and the leading Astralis off the server on their T side.
By Xbox. DONK now. He's looking to add some kills to the tally. How many can he get? 1, 2. There might be more in store for DONK, of course. There is all 4, every single one. 28 health to spare. Who's next? Where's the last one?
Giving him the opportunity. Yeah, they definitely are. Look at it. DONK trying to be wheeled in. It will be Sontix instead.
Well, that was the video. Thanks for watching, and there are 2 videos YouTube told me you would like. Bye.